Hi guys, Rex here. Are you new to Hunt Showdown? Here are 10 extremely useful tips and mechanics that I wish I knew about when I started playing the game. Let's dive into it. Number 1. Wax Dynamite utility. Wax Dynamite sticks and regular dynamites may seem very similar at first glance. But did you know that one is far more useful than the other? If you throw a regular dynamite stick into a choke cloud, it will not blow up. Wax dynamites, on the other hand, will not be impacted by the choke cloud, and are therefore far more reliable in a lot of cases. Likewise, if you throw a regular dynamite into water, it won't blow up, while the wax dynamite does, making it a lot easier to use and more reliable in most scenarios. Since a regular dynamite stick can be purchased for $18 Hunt and the waxed variant costs $24, your best bet is to always go with the waxed variant for the best overall performance. Number 2. Looting weapons for ammo. Finding ammunition when you're running low can often be problematic. You won't always find ammo boxes when you need them, or you end up finding the wrong ammo type. Luckily, there are more ways to replenish your ammo pool. If you find any weapon that shares your exact ammo type, including special ammo, you can take any spare ammo left on that weapon. For example, if you're carrying a long ammo rifle, and you find any long ammo weapon on the ground, picking up that weapon or swapping back and forth will take any unloaded ammo from that weapon and add it to your ammo pool. Keep in mind, the ammo type must be a perfect match. For example, Spitzer ammo can only be replenished if the looted weapon has Spitzer ammo as well. This method can be extremely useful to replenish your ammo in a hectic combat scenario if you're unable to find the ammo you need. Number 3. Instinct effect and dark side range. You're probably familiar with the dark side mechanic in the game. And as you probably know by now, once you're carrying a bounty, you have the ability to scan for enemies for a certain amount of seconds, which is typically 5 seconds if you're in a team, or up to 10 seconds if you're a solo player with the Magpie trait. The special dark side scan range is 150 meters, and beyond that range you will not be able to see enemy hunters. What you might not know is that there is another special ability tied to carrying a bounty token, and this ability is called Instinct. Whenever you enter Darkside whilst carrying a bounty token, Instinct will automatically scan for nearby enemies, and if any enemy is within 75 meters distance, the outlines of your screen will glow orange. This ability has no limitations in usage, meaning you can keep on scanning even after you spent your precious Darkside boost. This is a great mechanic to limit the chance of running into an ambush or dying to campers as you're trying to extract. Number 4. Looting hunters for money. Making money in Hunt Showdown can be tricky, but did you know that there are a couple of easy ways to greatly improve your income with minimal effort? First off, if you max out your tool and consumable charges before looting a dead hunter, you're guaranteed to get between $50 and $1,000 Hunt when you loot them. If you want to further amplify the strategy, take the Pack Mule trade for 4 trade points to more easily fill up your tool and consumable charges, ensuring you loot money more frequently. Similar to the first method, the Vulture trait can be assigned for 2 trade points in the menus, and with this trait assigned, you gain an additional $50 to $1,000 Hunt whenever you loot a hunter. While both methods have the same effect, each can be used separately, or you can use both to gain 2 instances of Hunt when you loot dead hunters. On a final note, the Witness trait is extremely valuable when combined with the 2 methods I mentioned, as it allows you to locate dead hunters in Darkside, ensuring you don't miss out on any extra cash. Number 5. The Dauntless trait. One of the most underrated traits in Hunt Showdown is Dauntless. This trait allows you to defuse any fused item by interacting with it. For example, most throwable explosives, flares, and even choke bombs. The trait can be assigned for just 1 trade point in the menus and offers extreme value once mastered. This trait can be used to defuse dynamites or frags before they go off, even in situations where you wouldn't have the time to move out of the blast radius. If you're quick, you can even defuse the explosives mid-air, especially if you enable the auto-interact feature covered in my settings guide, which I'll leave a link to in the description. While defusing explosives is very satisfying, there's no better feeling than defusing the choke bombs thrown by enemy players to put out the fire on burning teammates. If you aren't already, start using the Dauntless trait every game and thank me later. Oi! You there! You have 8 seconds to subscribe to the channel.
Bomb has been defused.
Be like dummy. Subscribe now. Number 6. Darkside boost visuals. With a recent update, a new mechanic was introduced to Hunt Showdown, where any source of gained Darkside boost creates a mark on the map. This can give you a lot of information if you're paying attention. For example, you can see where the bounty team has passed through and regained Darkside boost from taking clues, or show you the location of players they've looted whilst carrying the bounty. This information is useful to narrow down how many players are remaining in the match, as there can be a maximum of 12. If you see 3 dots close to each other on the map, that is a clear indicator that a team of 3 got wiped out, which narrows down the possible remaining players in the match to 9. Including yourself and your teammates. Secondly, knowing where dead players are located could be useful if you're trying to make money, as you could head over there and loot them, taking full advantage of the money-making strategies I covered in tip number 4. A final thing to note is that during events there are often additional ways to gain dark side boost that doesn't require you to carry a bounty. When this is the case, keeping track of the map and paying attention to dark side boost gained by other players can give you a lot of information and allow you to track them more easily. Number 7. Choke Bolt's utility. The hand crossbow is probably the best utility weapon in Hunt Showdown. It can run a variety of useful ammo types, including one of my personal favorites, the Choke Bolt. Choke bolts create a cloud on impact that can be used to put out fires, for example to stop a teammate from burning, or even yourself if needed without having to slow down to stop the burn. The choke clouds created by these bolts will penetrate surfaces, for example walls or floors, and when a hunter is impacted by it, they will start coughing, which can easily be heard from a distance. This allows you to track their movement and gain valuable information, such as where enemies are hiding inside of a building, or in which direction they're going. I often use this ammo type to check for enemies inside of buildings by firing choke balls at the walls or into the building itself through doors and windows. Another thing you may not know about the choke effect is that it causes heavy aim punch for as long as you're coughing, meaning it's a lot harder to aim accurately. This can be used tactically in the firefight to turn the fight in your favor. Number 8. Use sound traps to your advantage. Sound traps are everywhere in Hunt Showdown. For example, ducks, crows, horses, cows, dog pens, and chicken coops. When triggered, these sound traps can easily give away your position, and some of them are even visible from far away. For example, ducks or crows as they fly off. Listening for sound traps being triggered is an important part of tracking other players, and this can be used to your advantage. If you're carrying a sound weapon, you can for example fire a shot, bolt, or arrow near a sound trap to trigger it from a distance to throw enemies off, allowing you to either make an escape or set up an ambush. Number 9. Masking explosives. Explosives are extremely powerful in Hunt Showdown, but not easy to use effectively if you're a new player. The sound of the fuse is quite loud, giving enemy hunters plenty of time to run to cover if they're paying attention. One of the most useful tricks I learned is to mask the sound of the fuse with another explosive or other audio sources such as a gunshot or a boss being banished. For example, if another hunter is cooking a dynamite, simply move out of the blast radius and wait for it to blow up. As it blows up, immediately start cooking your own explosive and throw it right back at them. Chances are the initial explosion was loud enough to cover up the fuse, which means they won't have much time to react when you return the favor. Number 10. Aim helper mechanics. Hunt Showdown has an aim helper mechanic for throwable tools and consumables. The aim helper is displayed as a staple line and shows you exactly where the throwable will land. The indicator line is white when you're out of harm's way, and will turn red if the explosive would land close enough to damage you. One extremely useful feature that took me a long time to notice is that the line moves closer as you cook an explosive, indicating that the increased cooking time will detonate the explosive sooner. This means you can accurately cook your explosives to airburst them where you want, which for example allows you to blow up explosives mid-air instead of having them be diffused when in contact with water, or accurately land an airburst above an extraction point to more effectively damage the enemy players taking cover near it. That's it for this video. Did you learn something new? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, I'll see you in the bayou.